Howdy ho guys, Dominating Demon here. Welcome to Demon's Clubhouse. Anyways, I am re-recording this first episode because if you've watched the first episode, it didn't go very well. My mic was up and I didn't record any sound whatsoever. So welcome to my favorite game of all time. Let's just kinda hop right into it, shall we? Okay. I'm going to move that out of the way so you guys don't have to see it. So yes, this is my favorite game of all times. I decided to put this back in here. And I'm only going to record to the part that we were at the first time. There might be a little bit of differences. There shouldn't be a whole lot because the first part of the game is pretty much the same. I might end up with a few extra items that I don't have in my other playthrough. But I'm going to be attempting to make the actual, just try to keep it right about the same. So, up until recently, this game was not re-releasable in America. Since it first came out in 1995, almost, oh god, that would be almost 20 years ago. It was not very popular when it first came out, due to a lack of advertisement. Just really, they didn't get the word out about this game. And it wasn't like Zelda or Metroid. It wasn't like super past or super future. It was just present ideas and stuff like that. And they never really got the word out about it. But since then, it acquired a huge, massive cult following. So massive, in fact, that when the Wii U was first idealized as a launch, they decided that and millions of people decided that they were going to write Nintendo America and Nintendo Japan and pretty much demand that they re-release this game. So, they decided that they were going to re-release it for the Wii U as a virtual console release. For this Let's Play, we're going to go with their basic names. Yeah. Once again, this is one of my favorite all-time games. I'm playing it on an emulation since I don't have a video recorder, but I do have the actual game. It's hiding somewhere in my bookcase of collectible games and stuff. And as soon as I get an actual video capture card, we're going to be playing some of my favorite games of all times via like PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PlayStation 1. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of different games. And if I could get my hands on a Nintendo 64, we're going to be playing a few classic game titles for 64 as well. I'm planning on doing Donkey Kong 3D, the 3D Donkey Kong. I'm planning on doing Perfect Dark. I would like to do Final Fantasies 8, 9, and 7, though I'm probably going to have to do 7 through the computer because I don't want to open my copy of Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of really awesome classic games going to be played, a lot of newer games. Now, This is the first part of the game. I skipped over getting the bat. You can talk to your mom. She'll make you wear your pajamas while doing this part. Or you can skip it. Now, here's a funny story. If you have the original Japanese version of the game, Ness is actually naked during this part. And you could actually do this part naked. They edited in the pajamas for the American version of the game. There's a lot of changes between the American and the Japanese version of the games. Ness being naked during the first part is one of those changes that I felt should be shown into a little bit of light. Now, during this first part, you just want to talk to this guy. This is Pokey. Hey Ness, don't be rubbernecking. You're getting in the cops. Oops, I'm in the officer's way. You go home now. Tomorrow, Pokey will tell you more about the strange meteorite. I'm fine here, but you're bugging the officers. So, Pokey here. This is actually when his name is Pokey. Later on in EarthBound, or Mother 3, as it's known in the Japanese titles, he's actually renamed to Porky, and he becomes pretty much the ultimate bad guy throughout this entire series. This is Mother 2. There was a Mother 1 that was released for the NES. However, it never made it to American consoles. There was a fully translated version of the game, but by the time they got it through all the processing and stuff, they just never really got it to release. Now, roughly 8 or 9 years ago, the ROM, or the Mother 1 for the NES was bought in an auction, and whoever it was, I believe it was a guy named Diamond, or that's what he called himself. He actually made a ROM using that base game, and he released it over the internet. The only way that you can play it without having to buy it through a Japanese and importing it and stuff is to play it on ROM. And that's the only way you can actually play it. So I may, if you guys want to see the first one, I will play it. I have never beaten the first one, but I've come pretty close. There's this one part where, like, it's a huge maze of things that you can. It's a warehouse, which is pretty much a maze, and it's considerably very difficult. It's like an hour long to trek through it. Alright, so your mom told you to change into your pajamas and get this crack bat. What you really want to do is equip that. Let's see. Oh god, I'm already at 8 minutes. Yeah, so I'm kind of pretty much just trying to get it to where we were. In my other walkthrough. And we're going to need King. Having King in your party is a big help right off the bat. And if you talk to your sister, she'll give you a cookie. Alright. Alright, so this is the first enemy we're going to encounter. It's a crow. Another change that they made, the crows actually were holding a cigar in the original Japanese version of the game. They give you 3 experience points. They're pretty basic. I believe they only have like 22 health or 23 health. So far, the only thing that's actually managed to hit him is the damn dog. So, yeah. At level 2, you learn Life Up Alpha, which is pretty good, especially really early on in the game. It heals you for 50 health. It's pretty useful really early on, especially if you're like taking a shit ton of damage. Life Up Alpha. Yeah, we're going to skip the bird. Go straight into the snake. Okay. Coiled snake, the weakest of the first things that are going to attack you. They only give you 1 experience point. They're, like I said, pretty straightforwardly weak. That's Mr. Liar X. He's not important, as you've probably watched in my other Let's Play videos. Coward dog. Now, let's see here. Talk to him. And this is where we picked up from the first part, or from the first part with audio. Like I said, there's going to be some differences in the part that we are at, or in the first part. That's kind of cool. Mouses. Not even. Alright. The mouse is way over here. It's kind of funny. Anyways, leave a like if you liked. Stick around. We're going to be doing a lot more of this game. We're going to play this one all the way through, and then my next game, well, I'm not going to spoil it. It's another underground horror game, not really well known. I believe it's only in the prototype alpha form of the game. I haven't been able to successfully play through it yet. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Anyways, leave a like if you liked, subscribe, and I'll see you guys more tomorrow.